Yani the currency has lost 90% of its value and still going.
Jeez. It's
Yeah,
not good at all.
unemployment rates are still on the rise, and companies are going bankrupt and closing.
Right. And how is that affecting work? So the savings are gone. If you had money in the bank, khalas, it's gone.
It's gone, unfortunately. Yeah.
Mhm. And I know the government, they promise they'll give it back one day, but let's be honest, it's gone. I know
It's gone.
people, they saved all their life. They had good interest rate from the bank, so they put all the money in the bank, and now it's gone.
Yes, yes. They didn't even think to make capital control
No.
since the first week of the crisis.
Mm.
They decided after 2 years to establish a new capital control, but it doesn't work.
What's the control? What do you mean?
Capital control.
So like they're trying to control the money.
Yeah, but there's no money anymore.
Yeah. How is this? Okay, so the bank savings gone. The value of the dollar, and not the dollar, yeah, read the dollar. The value of the lira is gone.
Yeah.
How
Has
does
lost 90% of its value, as I said before.
how does this affect people who are working now?
The inflation rate has increased to the point where purchasing power has shrunk by 95%, while the minimum wage has become the equivalent of above $24. The most basic needs have become a privilege. To have chicken, meat, fish, even vegetables have become too pricey to afford.
So how do people cope? How do people deal with it? It's been 2 years.
Well, to be frank, people are getting through with even less than the basic minimum requirement possible. على قد يعني. It's too hard.
Are they looking for help from their cousins or friends outside of Lebanon? Are they supporting each other?
Sure. Otherwise, people had died since 2 years ago without the financial support from outside Lebanon.
Again, I just can't imagine. Like, this is the case you read in history books, how it happens in Venezuela, Zimbabwe, countries where economies completely collapsed. For me, Roy, I don't know about you, but I never imagined it would happen to Lebanon, even with all the problems we've had so far.
Our crisis is worse than Venezuela, if you know.
Because at least that I wouldn't know the difference, but I would assume like Venezuela has food.
It's so simple. Venezuela has fuel. Lebanon has nothing as raw material, I mean.
And there's no other industry because the government has never developed or invested.
Yeah, and it was based on Ponzi scheme. There is no productivity.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, a Ponzi scheme is basically where a person, it's like a pyramid scheme. A person keeps taking money from you, from you, promising to return some of it, piece by piece. So you think it's a good investment. But by the time it comes to a proper return on your investment, there's no money. It's all gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And usually it's done by companies.
Yeah.
This is the first time it's done by Lebanese government.
And I'm assuming they've been doing it for years while we were all distracted.
Yeah.
So that's happening with all of Lebanon.